there was just a severe lack of communication across a lot of different players. Now, Nouns are a team that can just find multi-kills. They can just have players take the round in their hand and just completely win it. But there were a lot of situations where Wildcard make an individual mistake and they play into the hands of their opponents. That cannot happen tonight. They've got to play sharp Counter-Strike. Let's hop into Nuke. Let's see if Wildcard can pass this test. Can Boss Magic show up tonight?
Boss Magic. We'll see if it can, because they have to come up with a game plan. And as you highlighted, these small mistakes, I think, are things that get so quickly ironed out with this Wildcard roster. They're so willing to do the hard work there. And speaking of hard work, Sonic out of the gates, rolling up with a quick shot straight through smoke and a vent dive rolling out.
There's already a player down, though.
They do have a rotation down. They're following in the footsteps of these Ts, and they're surprised with the fact that Fozy is ready to catch the aggression already here. Bomb being planted on the silo, but they've lost the numbers, and they've lost the round straight up. There's nothing that Slight could say about this one.
Yeah, 0 kills for the offense as well. No kill reward bonus for the extra, so they're going to feel really bad about this oncoming force buy. I think Slight, he doesn't have any armor, so he's going to sacrifice himself to JBA. And yeah, we're going to have just an absolutely clean pistol there from Wildcard.
Yeah, I mean, as you highlighted, I think kill reward pretty important for setting up at least the argument for a force buy, and you're not going to see that without any kills, even with a bomb plant. You know, that
extra smoke literally means everything, right?
Extra smoke, maybe armor for a Galil or something along those lines, or head armor, I should say. And as you can see, just a couple Deagles invested. That's rare because I feel like Boss on their T-side pistols on Nuke usually like to slow it down. That was like an off-spawn call that they had looked to take charge, and already I think you're going to see the battle of the brains between these two rosters. You know, how much prep can you do for this squad versus how much is Stan going to know that you've prepped for these game plans?
Yeah.
And adapt.
I mean, I think a lot of teams have fallen to Boss because they don't respect them, because they're this organizationless banner. When Boss play a style of Counter-Strike, they have a system. Cryptic has really worked his way up in this North American space and has become a respected leader. And I think to a certain point, when you see them pick up wins over squads like NRG, over Party Astronauts, like Boss need to gain that respect. And I mean, hopefully they begin to earn it. Of course, they're qualified to the RMR. They're qualified to the RMR over a variety of teams that are over there in that upper as well. So it's there's a lot on the line here for Boss and what they can prove here in North America.
Yeah, I mean, I think they finally get that respect when they, you know, start winning versus these teams that do have organizations. When they beat Nouns here or there on a map, when they shut down an RG and you know, eliminate them from a playoff run,
yeah,
that's when you start to gain the respect. When you make it to the RMRs over NRG, that's when you start to gain the respect, right? I think those are big details that Boss have finally been able to manufacture in this roster that they honestly throughout 2024 you couldn't have made those same arguments, and that's been a turning point that we've seen out of this team.
Unfortunately, they've been handed a very difficult opponent. Like we've talked about a little bit of the issues from Wildcard. Last night was really tough, but also like recently JBA hasn't. I mean, I wasn't impressed by his performance in Atlanta specifically on LAN. That was like a big talking point for me. Like, I was thinking of ESL Challenger Atlanta. Like, JBA has not had a good year on LAN. He didn't really show or prove me otherwise for that tournament. So there are some, you know, question marks for Wildcard for sure. I don't think they are the same caliber of dominant as they were earlier on when they first got this wave of European talent.
Yeah, I mean, they were controlling the space in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
When they brought the two Swedes in, even when they were playing online, it was super impressive what they were able to do.
July and August were just all Wildcard.
Closing out massive win streaks in series, even with tough situations with Fozy. And I don't know how they did it for so long, but Fozy and Susp, it was not a detail at all that they would have high peak and they'd still win best of threes. I thought it was going to be, and then they would keep on beating the best rosters in an A. And now you set yourself up in a lower bracket, and you got to shut down this Boss roster. Otherwise, like you said, I mean, the low point's kind of going to be hitting from Wildcard off the back of what was still a good event-wise performance there from the side of Wildcard. We do have Susp going down, though, and the ramp side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to fall early. That's going to open up a lot of map control and instantly force those rotates on in. But they're decisive. I mean, they are getting the pressure down. JBA has already decided to make the quick rotate. He's beaten the Molotov that's tossed his way as well. Stanislaw ticks in a little bit, trying to join forces.
Oh, my!
Huge spray down, but it's
Team
only
kill!
Cup that lands the kill instead. Eventually, those numbers going to be punched in a safe position. Sonic going to look to hunt this down. They got to rely on this late play, but they still have Freshie on the backside. And Cryptic turns for the last kill. Fighting forward here is Boss in the opening gun round.
All right, they got their first on the board. Now, just a little reminder, during the regular season, Wildcard did 13-0 Boss, all right? I will have to bring that mention up, but it's not happening here today. I mean, overall, it should have been a cleaner round. It really should have been. Stanislaus somehow gets 2 out of that situation. But overall, Boss had multiple different elements working, not just that ramp play, but also the late secret lurk coming through from Cryptic put the nail in that round and made sure nothing got out of hand.
I mean, that Cryptic lurking that you just highlighted is one of the bigger assets for Boss. You will see him be a bigger win condition than you have in the past, maybe with this Boss squad in the last couple of weeks. This is one of those maps that it feels like a specialty. He gives himself the resources. He gives himself the trust. He puts himself in a prime position to activate late or open up the round if he feels the need to. I mean, you think of others that are willing to call from the front there. I think Big U made a big splash in 2024 by doing exactly what, you know, Cryptic likes to in this map, and becomes very impressive what he can manufacture. You can already see his late lurking rolling out, trying to sell those rotates, trying to keep that map control quiet as they do target once again this ramp side here. Sauce, but this time at least good for a kill and some change.
Yeah, 120 ping MP9 works out well, even when getting swung on into, and getting cleared for that matter as well. So, into the site we go. JBA thinking about a play, but forced back by the molly. The thing is, the bomb is yet to get planted, and losing Slight is critical. Now the angles start to close down a Fruit Cup. Oh, with the move, but JBA right through the gap in the door, and there's going to be a forced buy back here for Wildcard. That's got to be hurt.
And very quickly there with the pace from Sonic on the rotations. JBA quick on the rotations as well. They just get into position super effectively. Fozy backing up that setup, and we do miss the Cryptic lurk there. It was very quickly dealt with in the outer yard. He gets shut down before he can make it down secret and actually help out or cut off rotations. And you can see a Boss round and how they're able to work without that presence in the server, and it's a little less effective. Fast flash is a little vent drop here, doing what they did on the pistol. Success!
Oh
for
my
only
God!
A single player. Only the first made it down.
But it's a bomb!
Darty didn't collect the bomb. He's waiting for a knife kill. Okay.
Oh, no.
Little dunkage right there. Little package sent straight to his doorstep.
Something's a little... No one rotated to the lower bomb site, I should add.
He's got the bomb plant.
Like,
he
but
wanted the knife kill. He's got the bomb plant.
No way he knows he has the bomb plant.
No, there's no way you would ever expect that the B side is fully free. I think what's in the minds of Wildcard, and the reason they're so careful, is there's probably thinking in their minds, there's no way anyone actually made it down the vents.
After getting 4 kills at Squeaky.
We got the 4. Someone had to throw the flashbangs.
Right. Well,
but he played himself.
They will never know.
Yeah.
They will never know how Darty got the garage. One of the many mysteries that will never be solved, but at the end of the day, you see the result. It's 4-1. Oh, no, Sonic. That's terrible.
She has a nice little silo to lean up on.
Yeah. He'll pick himself back up just fine.
One of the most I mean, we talked a lot about the 2 Swedes and what they've brought, and I think we value them quite a bit here in NA, and what they bring and how they work in Stanislaus' system. But talk about a player here in Sonic that's been completely revived in this team.
Yes.
I thought, you know, his career after, you know, leaving Davin or potentially thinking about going into
Davenport,
there
wow.
at some point. I was like, oh boy, like we're not going to see this guy back at a top level. And
after extra salt?
Yeah, after extra salt. And then, considering the idea of just going to school, instead, trusted in Stan after that short stint in complexity.
Complexity at Dallas at 2023.
He was opping, yes, and did a good job of it. And I think that got the competitive drive back into him. Stan picks him up here on this roster when they get signed to Wildcard, and they drop 60, which I thought was a mistake. I just thought it was a mistake, right? I thought 60 obviously was such a key piece to this
squad. It's an X factor, man.
He can bring so much. I think he operated perfectly with how Stanislaw played in those late rounds, and I was like, oh boy, Sonic, how's he going to fare up in this roster? The answer is great. The answer is absolutely great. Took him a little while to get used to the system, but boy, is he looking incredible now.
Yeah, I want to say the reason for Sonic's success is because I walked up to him in the hotel lobby. He was just hanging out there at Dallas 2023, and I said, "Come back and play." And I don't know.
And those words of encouragement.
That one sentence got him back into the game, dude. He's like, wow, this guy I've never met before, he really inspired me. I mean, to be honest, I think the whole community kind of got behind him after that event. And like I think when you receive a lot of that kind of motivation from other people saying, get back in the saddle, we've got unfinished business to do. And he's sure been playing like it. It's very interesting. I mean, Sonic's career trajectory is so interesting because he actually was a primary opper when he first was playing on his South African teams back on Bravado. And then he had a short stint with Envy as a primary opper. And then continued and then joined ATK as this aggressive rifler that he is now today. And he is the defining piece of this wildcard team. We are in a little bit of a tech pause right now as we do wait for Sonic to get back into the server, of course. So just keeping you all updated real quick.
Yeah, I mean, he's done fantastic. Again, I think there's a lot of good setup for him to succeed at the moment with this squad. I mean, that's one of the bigger factors here is there's a lot of supportive elements into this team that can get Sonic activated. And again, that trust is very well placed at the moment. So, I mean, very impressed with how he's been able to perform, and I think definitely proved me wrong very quickly in terms of, the ceiling that he can bring this roster. Because he's one of those players that does it when it matters a lot, when it's a lot of pressure, when it's an important situation. Talked about it like on LAN as well, like this guy comes ready to go. When it comes down to like how he can perform on LAN, he's going to give you that output still just the same, and it's been super impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic's career trajectory to kind of land him up to this point and still play at top level, not even just North American Counter-Strike. Of course, he's going to be at the RMR as well. So, really exciting future. And I mean, dude, 7 major spots? That's ridiculous, man. It feels like anyone can get into the major, man.
Yeah, I think the opening matchups for the RMR as well came out. You got Boss. I know who's playing up against M80. I can't remember who Wildcard are playing up against. I forget that one.
We can just go ahead and check really quickly because it's up right now. Oh, they play Team Liquid first round.
That'll be a good one. There you go.
I mean, Ultimate can't get anywhere close to Fuzi. All right, so
yeah. I mean, fair enough. It'll be an exciting opportunity. Like you said, I think there's a lot of potential. It also means rosters are going to be kicking it in full gear, and sometimes a period of the year where you see a lot of teams take a step back. They start taking it easy. You get to the end of the year, you're so close to that player break, and it's like, okay, this is our time.
It's a war of attrition, dude.
Yeah, it's like you can definitely see the drop-off in performance when you look at some of these teams. Now, you're looking at the season and how it's going to shape up. These are, right now, is like a chance for Wildcard to ramp up and work even harder to make sure that they end off the year the best possible way. And so it could trend into the season of playoffs.
Don't burn out before the major here. And, well, the team that loses this will get a very long break. But what is it, a couple extra days, and then winning ECL. Cryptic's been tagged up. Susp knows this is coming. And Cryptic has no idea. Easy headshot for the Swede. As now we turn back to ramp. Kind of a last gasp. However, Fozzy's a little bit far away from the play, and, well, he jiggle peeks, lucky to still be alive. He'll make his way back up into heaven. Boss have ramp control, but they are down a player.
Yeah, this is usually the trade that you'll just fight for so long into this map here, is to take the ramp control. Maybe you have to trade a player into a 4v5. They just lose it towards the outer yard, though. And so Wildcard up a man, but also transitioning themselves into good positions here. You can see rotations down to cover some of the weak points in the map. And now it becomes a situation where there aren't any weak points in the map at the moment, I feel like. They know that the play is in ramp here. Yeah, they're going to try and sell a fake towards this B side, maybe lean in on
no!
Fozzy off guard. There's your breakthrough point.
I mean, that's the kind of individual mistakes we were seeing yesterday, and it seems like they're still very present here for Wildcard, not respecting that possibility, and the silence gets the better of Fozzy. Now, though, Sonic does make his way back up the vents. He goes down immediately, though, and 3 entries come through for Boss. It's now down to Susp, and he gets cleaned up by Fruit Cup X. Boss win a 4 versus 5.
I mean, that's an excellent recovery and exactly what you highlighted heading into this here. It's these small details that get broken down in a big way there. Fozzy just stepping through a little too far in that ladder room when all you have to do is hold down the line there. You can see at the top of the screen there, the time pressure is being put on Boss. They have to make a move. They throw their hand towards that lower site. I think he did bite a little bit on that play as well, and trying to jump the gun costs him a lot. You know, partially as well, I think there's a perfect position there where Fozzy, if he had an op, is just positioned to hold J-Hall perfectly in time. If he had a rifle instead, and he can't get in a position where he's comfortable to hold down the control that he wanted initially. So it makes the round a little more difficult. Double up on the HEs there, they waited out. There's no vision. Absolutely nothing spotted here, but that's not the truth of this outer yard hold.
Those smokes are about to fade, but Sonic, does he think it's clear? Does he think it's clear? Oh, I think he saw something. He definitely saw a shadow go down in towards Secret.
See if they go down the vents, so they would 100% need to rotate, and there's no one jumping on this. There's nobody in a position now to even rotate down towards this lower side in time, so.
Did they not see anything?
I don't think they did. Otherwise, you would certainly send someone down. At some point, though, this mini smoke's going to get a rotation, but it could be too late.
No one's moving. It seems like Boss have actually made the silent walk across outside. They triple naded that smoke. Wildcard saw nothing, and
they just thought it was a fake. They thought it was a solo cryptic lurk, something along those lines, but it's the whole squad who's going to walk into a free bomb site, and they're going to have a free 5v5 post-play.
Okay, so the real question is, what damage can Freshy do when stopping this vent rotate? If he gets any of these kills, it could just be round over or a save. And, well, now that round is on. That headshot coming through. Are they going to go for this?
It's going to help, but even a 4v5 here where you have good post plays on this B site is very difficult to crack on through. You got to do it sometimes through a one-way street.
They don't want to go down the vents, and for good reason. Slight is holding it. Susp, can he break through? 120 ping, by the way. He's going to have to entry up for the retake. Bomb halfway ticked, and here comes the move. Susp progressing forward, tapping around, just pre-firing every angle, and, well, it's actually JBA that converts, but then kills start to roll off here for Boss. 2 versus 2, Slight here from single door, has a back turned, and now 1 versus 1, and Fozzy has no kit. He's off to the hills, and Boss convert.
I mean, that's just so perfectly played right there. The HEs bait into a false sense of security. You see 0 map movement from Wildcard whatsoever. They're not moving on anybody rotating down towards that lower site when you had to. Otherwise, you can see they just get into a post plant. And even if you don't get any kills on the lurk, that B side is very easy to hold when you've got good positions, when you're entrenched in the round. And you can see the efficiency of this post plant. They just trade effectively, end up winning the trade to where there's no time left.
I mean, just the little seconds there on that smoke fade, it's because Fozzy left outside. He was anticipating some sort of ramp play or inner hit. So
well, he didn't see anything. 3 HEs in the smoke, and you see the whole single file line of Boss roster not overstepping, not over peeking, not biting on the HEs, not moving a muscle. until the play is made, and then they scaled perfectly. I mean, I give a lot of credit there to Boss and the discipline to not jump the gun on any of those movements.
Yeah, just because they don't have an Ori doesn't mean they can't play Team Counter-Strike. Honestly. This is a team that is a threat to every squad because they have these tactics that they can bring out. Man, the brilliance of moving forward when your smokes have 5 seconds left to fade. And Fuzi rotated. If Fuzi was there with an op, different round. But Fuzi rotated, Boss manipulated the map properly in that situation.
Absolutely. I mean, again, you can't blame them for leaving there, especially you can't even blame Wildcard for not rotating down. It's just one of those things where Boss have such a great preparation. I feel like you're seeing some of that here in this matchup. Maybe this is a tendency you watch Wildcard love to throw these outer yard HEs on the smoke. They love to try and pop it open and see if they can't crack a hole in the default, if they can identify a solo lurk, if they can count how many players are trying to cross down in. These are all details that Wildcard love to do for the CT side of Nuke. And if you know that, if you're able to read into that, you can see that they're able to come up with a game plan that can break that down.
Man, I mean, so far, it's only been 7 rounds, but it's been pretty darn entertaining to watch. But of course, a couple of technical hiccups are kind of slowing down the momentum, I would have to say.
Yeah. I mean, the issue right here obviously is I think most of it's going to be on Wildcard's end, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to deal with a player on very high ping, playing pretty late. I don't know if I've seen this roster outside of those two players, those two Swedes having trouble with high ping, have any technical issues. So, obviously that sucks. But that's also like another mental factor that Wildcard have to overcome today, where they're dealing with a situation that is not ideal. They don't love having 120 ping on sus. It hasn't seemed to affect them sometimes when they win events with both players in Sweden, but it still sucks, and sometimes it can take a toll on your mental.
And I think a lot of teams have actually caught up to Wildcard as well. And that gap is closing. Boss being one of them, though. We are going through some extended technical issues, so we are going to actually move this one to a break. But when we come back, we'll be right with you for Nuke. And we are back. We got a save dot from Posey and a long technical pause. Well, that's going to break the silence here. We are back aboard here with Wildcard and Boss. We've got an opening kill. We've got JBA with a 5-7, who's also going to collect one. Can they get a force buy victory? Our little eco, perhaps, for Wildcard. They've lost 2 right back, though. Into the 3 versus 3. Things can continue to get weird, but sees the barrel through the vent. God, I love CS2, and now it's a 1 versus 2 for Susp. They're going down the vents. Susp is late in rotation and in need of a clutch.
He wishes he was still on ramp as well. Could have maybe had a little more impact this time around. He's going to have to make his way through single door. He's pretty fast on this play, but also being covered.
They ain't ready for this. They know this guy's the ramp player, so like, why would he be down vent so fast? Slight's got this kill locked up, though. There's just no way. He's going to be clearing out all the angles, and Susp's not ready. The smoke takes ages to fade. I hate it. And I'll never find a target. It's going 4-all here. We got an interesting game in our hands.
Yeah, I mean, that's a quick 5v3 recovery. They just keep brute forcing their way through. Fast play out of the gates for both teams. You know, off the back of a tech pause, it feels like a bit of a common situation there. When you have these long tech pauses to speed up the next round as soon as you get out of that, and then bam, it's right back into the action. Sometimes people can fall asleep during those tech pauses, so it's a quick jolt to wake you back up. They just care about the viewer. we hop on into another important gun round. You're still missing that Fozy AWP in terms of like actually being able to secure a round here. He's got to do it with a rifle. They keep just targeting ramp.
And can't target the guy with 120 ping. Yeah, right. As his Fruit Cup X with the entry. It's bullying. He's kicking him around at the playground. And Suff's not having a fun time here on that B ramp. They're not quite fully committed to that. What a swing from Uzi. And Flashbang also off the mark, but Boss have actually just bamboozled this entire team. Forcing Vent rotates, and then JBA lines up 3 instead! It was great positioning until they met JBA on the A site. Are you serious?
What on earth is that? He just ripped the round away. They did everything right. They just couldn't account for JBA breaking down 4 players quickly. The triple spray down is so unbelievably fast. They can't react to it. They can't trade it. And he shuts the whole thing down. Look at this. First player is just a stray bullet. That's Fruit Cup on low HP. The second 2 were so fast. None of those were headshots, were they?
No. Well, I think he got a dink on the first.
Okay.
To start off.
That counts as at least 1 headshot in the mix.
I suppose so, but a triple spray down breaks down Boss. Could have been a huge swing round, and instead, oh, Stan, that's an easy kill. The flashbangs are just not landing. He's not blind. Now they go through, but they don't clear out JBA again. He doesn't go for the multi for a second time, but it is still just so ridiculous here for Wildcard. They are alive and kicking once more.
Yeah, landing on their feet here off the back of the heroics from JBA. Being able to shut down a couple of quick purchases. That's a massive force spike. An all-in effort shut down out of the gates by Fozy and Stan. They just get met by counter utility. It's the perfect round to throw an execute out when you have that sort of purchase, but you can't break through when you have that amount of counter utility being tossed your way.
Yeah, JBA not of age to play poker in most of the states, but can still draw quads. not gonna go bite on that one.
Aces. I really do play a lot of poker.
Oh, whoa. That was a M9 bayonet flying at Mach 10 at JBA, but dismisses them all. He's now at 15 kills. He's gotten like, I think he got 9 kills, 3 rounds, no problem.
How many did he get there? 2?
Yeah, he got 3 in the last.
Dang.
1 in the one before. I'm doing maths, and then he got a quad kill.
He's farming. He's on leash right now. JBA hitting full stride.
You know, prior to this season though, he was actually the highest American highest rated T-side player in North America.
Wow. Well, that's pretty impressive. You know what's funny? You were talking about Sus being bullied on the ramp room, and JBA is there to back him up. But if you look at the 2 in person, you know.
JBA's got a bodyguard.
Yeah.
Well, here's Sus again. They're going to go back to bullying him, and it works. Slight with the entry. Ramp room is open again. Permanent 4v5, it seems, for Wildcard.
Yeah, they got to overcome the odds here. That ramp room is definitely open for business. It is takeable, and they have taken it quite a bit.
Oh!
And oh my god, that's a nasty headshot there. Fruit Cup hears the door open and just fires down range. That's all I can assume. So you're going to give it a go here. Last round of the half, you got to give it a try, but what can you do to break through this man deficit?
Wait.
That's going to help out a little bit, but the trades are so effective.
Darty spammed through the door there. That made that kill for Fruit Cup just a little bit easier. And no time to waste. Sonic, he's 14-6. It's the 2 heaviest hitters for Wildcard. Oh, that push forward just certainly just ends it, and that it does. It's 7-5 here. Boss losing the pistol, but pulling it back to a little bit of an equal step. and poor old Susp was at the B site playground and he just got bullied. They don't play fair here, Dubois. They gotta do what it takes to win, and whatever the circumstances, tough luck.
Yeah, Project Take Ramp Control was in full effect there for Boss, it felt like. And they were getting all the entries. And so many times, to the credit of Susp, he was hitting headshots. He had a lot of those.
I do want to ask you, what's the best way to bully someone? Is it putting them into a locker?
I like swirlies.
You like
I like swirlies. Swirlies are the elite form right there.
Yeah, you were the biggest bully in high school, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you were
handing out swirlies left and right.
Left and right, they were
Don't
free
cross
samples.
me.
They were free samples.
They were free, all right. Free pickings.
Yeah, but you didn't necessarily ask for them. I won't say I did a lot of bullying in high school because I had racked up 3,000 hours in Counter-Strike by that point. So,
you're too busy bullying them in the server.
That's correct.
See, and that's what JBA does very well.
But I never told anyone, so I have never been pushed into a locker there before.
Smart. Keep your cards close to your chest.
That is correct. Do not play them early. Play them at the right time.
And then now you can say to all your friends from high school, guys, I'm a successful esports caster.
That's actually what I do.
And then they're like, oh, cool.
Oh, cool. And if they want to give me a swirly,
and then at that point, then they dunk your head into the wall.
Oh, my goodness. Well, trying to zone back in a little bit. We are just coming back from the halftime break. Been a lot of just connectivity issues so far throughout. And it's definitely been playing a bit of an effect here. Yeah, Susp has been having trouble, and Fozzy's had some rounds, but I wouldn't call it the ridiculous impact like Sonic has had, and especially JBA winning that monster 4K on that A site.
Yeah, it's mostly been the duo of Sonic and JBA leading the charge and the impact. Like you said, Fozzy's had his moments here or there, but has definitely felt a little bit of the pressure of trying to impact the server there. Maybe too much pressure in going for these plays that have been costing him a little bit here or there. So at the end of the day, you're seeing Boss with a T-side that they should be happy with, considering they lost a pistol. They give themselves 5 rounds to work with here, a little bit of a buffer, and get to set up for, again, more success. Now, the issue is you do have to break down a Stanislaw game plan, and that's not an easy task to do.
Yeah, and I think Stanislaw certainly has one, and to be honest, the CT side, when you are playing with these connectivity issues, is the more difficult side. You have to, look,
hold an angle?
Yes, you have to hold an angle. And I've been dabbling in some European games, all right? And I've been playing Los Angeles to Austria servers. 170 ping.
That's unplayable.
It is unplayable, but...
And 120 is not far off, though, really. I mean, it's a big jump, obviously, from 170 to 120, but either way, it feels unplayable, I feel like, in a certain sense. I get 70 ping to UK.
I have to, mentally swing everything. I have to switch my brain to, oh, I have this sick angle where I'll probably have a timing where he's not looking at me to...
Gotta catch back turns.
It's not even, catching back turn because they might spin and clear angle late, and you will have no chance. You have actually just got to focus on swinging everything because... They can't shoot you if they literally cannot see you. Yeah. So you have to mentally focus yourself, which is why I was actually surprised seeing Susp, even on the boost angle, not just jiggle peeking the angle back and forth, on a random timing, right?
Just checking to see if he can catch something off guard. I mean, I've seen him play like that a lot, where he's just again hoping that he can catch and hide in a corner and catch. That's what he does a lot on Ancient. He'll just sit there. When he was playing on high ping in the past, I watched him play long just in the cubby, pretty much 12 rounds straight on the CT side.
Yeah. And
he could do his best. He a lot of times was somehow able to turn it into a multi-kill with good flashes, which was impressive. And that's why I think, again, Wildcard, it's not like the end of the world that they're in this situation, but it can create frustration over time. And when it's actually leading into situations where you're in the server, you're hands on mouse and keyboard, but you're not playing the game, that's where situation gets more frustrating.
Yeah, and it's weird to say, but Susp is actually the youngest player on Wildcard. It doesn't look like it, but the Angstrom twins are just absolutely they're yoked. All right,
Yeah.
we'll give it to them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. They've been slamming the gym since day one, and they're good at Counter-Strike. But yeah, definitely could get like get into your own head, just like emotionally. You're playing against a team that mentally you should be beating. These
also,
are.
it starts at 9 p.m., which I don't
Oh
know
my
what time
God!
it
I
is
didn't
over
even
there.
really like think of that, but it is currently 3 a.m. over in Sweden, almost 4 a.m.
Yeah.
over there. My God!
So that's another factor that I think plays a pretty big role in the mentality there is, you know, how's your sleep schedule? Do you imagine you kind of prepare for this? But I believe it was the whole situation, as far as I know, was a last-minute situation.
Developed very recently,
Yeah.
right?
You know, technically Sus was supposed to be here in NA, couldn't make it, and so then he's just like, all right, playing from home, playing on 120 ping, and I'm doing it at 4 a.m.
Wow, that is.
It's a lot of pressure put on
It
you.
is not the first time we've had a Swede in Sweden playing on high ping in high pressure situations. We love you, Bowden Master. Well wishes over here from North America. But we are back. Pistol round and swing through Squeaky. Dry running it. Stanislaw has gotten 3 headshots in the mix as well. He'll be able to get that bomb planted, but this round is not done. We've got a fast rotate up heaven from Slight and Freshy also flanking, but can't get a kill. It's Stan on for the ace. He had 4 kills in the first half. He has now doubled that. All right.
Oh, what an introduction there from Stan on the pistol. Stepping up to the plate in a big way. He wants the whole thing, too. He might just claim the ace. Goes right around the corner. Of course, pulling out of the duel. Beretta is going to do the trick. It knocks down Slight and locks in a pistol there. Beautifully for Wildcard. They walk into it as well. They walk into the pressure. There's 3 players swinging mini, which is a play that I watched Cryptic do a lot. He actually used to call it when I was playing open with him. The triple swing door back in season 38 when we were playing. He would that was one of his favorite pistols, and he still does it to this day with his ECL teams.
And so, I mean, it's
Pause.
I think this time Wildcard are they out of tech time? I think they might be. Yeah, to get this sorted, they're starting to call tacticals now. Oh, that ain't good.
Did you get the 2-minute pause from Valve there, like you do in matchmaking?
You know that only, but it's 2 minutes. But if you reconnect, you lose it forever.
Yeah. Sometimes if I need to go quickly, like if I have to go to the bathroom.
Is it a tac or is it a tech? I actually,
Yeah,
I will go ahead and give the
HUD issue.
Yeah. I'll go give the confirmation on that one. Very quickly. Trying to dig this one up.
Oh.
But he is back in. All right, he's back in. We're good. We're good to go.
Imagine it was just a HUD thing at that point.
You know, I always thought of Stanislaw's name as like coleslaw. You know, I just think of it like that.
Yeah, I get you.
But have you ever thought of it?
Coleslaw?
But you also think of like, is it just Stan is law? Like he is the law. That kind of goes hard. Ever thought of it like that? He got an ace. Stan is the law.
Stan is the law. Coleslaw.
Oh, okay.
I like that one better.
Yeah, he likes the Cole part of that one specifically. As we're hopping into the ace site, we've got a rush. We've got Fruit Cup with the entry for the 5-7. Oh, there's just not enough multi-kills. Everyone was there for Boss, but they get clobbered by Wildcard. And this game could spiral out of control quickly for Boss.
Forced by instantly punished. As I've highlighted yesterday, Boss is a team that likes to get as many CT side opping opportunities to Slight as possible. Get him with the gun that he prefers as many times as he can. And right there when they get nothing out of their force buy, obviously it's still going to set you up for a gun round, but they're going to go for those force buys a lot more often. You would like to do a little bit more damage. You would like to maybe even win the round. Without that luxury, got to make it work with pots and pans. And as you said, that can lead to this map kind of spiraling here and putting pressure on your CT side to essentially play without making any mistakes.
All right. You never know what kind of round could come of this. We do have a little heaven stack that isn't really going to challenge just yet. But Cryptic out in the open will get dealt with. So, 4 versus 5 coming up here. And I think it's an easy walkthrough. It's a split. Like, once again, Boss are on the right location, but not going to convert these kills. We got 10-5. We got Wildcard 3 rounds away from taking Boss's map pick. I mean, both pistols certainly helping here.
That's going to be a big asset with how they've been able to claim 5 rounds off the back of it. That immediately sets you up for success. This T side is already building up some economy to back it up. That's highlighted the discipline here in Boss is as many opportunities with the AWP for Slight. He's got that right here and right now to prove himself. A big point to prove as well. Will have to be a big piece of this CT side comeback that Boss need in terms of getting himself in the right position. But I think Wildcard just looking to keep the tempo up early on. Put the issues on this A-bomb site as quick as possible and make the ramp room instead. It might be Slight that gets a chance.
Players move forward. That's an excellent shot there from Slight. He easily backs away and just cuts down that entry fragger. Heavy hitter in Sonic. Loud thud heard in trophy room. We got a 4-on-5.
Again, a trade that is very manageable when you take that ramp control as a sacrifice, but now they got to do something with it. They're very quick in towards J-Hall. Now, there's a lot of rotation from Boss down in towards this lower side. I mean, technically, Heaven is free for the taking. That's a move that might feel a little too risky to make here. There's a huge timing from Fozy as he steps out and collects a kill. On to Cryptic, caught surprised. The timing is brutal, and now they're going to start to crunch and converge on in towards this A-bomb site.
That molly from Fruit Cup, though, is so important. It lets Darty get up to this site and maybe even reposition his back turn to Heaven. And he's just barely staying alive. Susp even ready for that backstab, though, and then the entries come through. Boss get torn to shreds by the split. Slight force to save, and that could be curtains on this map.
And you see a big disruption in the rotations rolling through for the Boss side of things, but it's towards the upper bomb site where they leave it understaffed in a big way. We talked about it for Wildcard and the lack of map movement that they were making towards the lower side, and the reverse is true here for Boss on this CT side. They have the man advantage. They have Slight posted up, ready to catch more aggression if if he's needed, and control if it does head in towards that lower side. But there's free ground towards Heaven, J-Hall, and Outer Yard. That's a huge surprise and a big error being made, even made worse by the AWP being recovered by JBA, ripped out of the hands of Slight. And now it definitely feels like things are running away from Boss on this map pick of theirs.
In this 4v5, I think they're so tunnel vision and looking towards that outside lurk in particular that they kind of just leave some boxes unchecked right there. They kind of maybe read too hard into the round and just say, like, okay, they're not going to try and split Heaven here. And you had multiple players in secret. I think Cryptic was back garage, just waiting, you know, hundreds of days for that play to come through. Did not.
And 2 down in the lower side as well off the back of that. And Slight was containing so much space with the op. So it just felt understaffed. Even in a 4v5, you thought maybe there would be still, or 5v4, I mean, you would still have the presence ready to go.
I feel like this round is a non-starter. Unless Cryptic gets his pick on a Sonic, like maybe you would call it live, but they're already down low. Cryptic might make a move when he hears this commotion.
You still expect Sonic to have the jump on him. But no rotations down. Again, lower now. Stan can cut off the vents rotation, and you just have to go through this ramp side. And as I've highlighted, if you get that B-bomb site without meeting any troubles, it doesn't matter if you're in a man-down situation. You can just hold the post.
The post plants are so strong here on B. I mean, those choke points over towards the ramp room. Impossible to break, really, without like a boatload of utility. And those rafters difficult to deal with as well. And Cryptic eventually moves. Like he finally, after sitting in that spot for a whole minute, moved, and he died because of it. This is a save for Boss. This is map point for Wildcard on Boss's map pick. And the next one is Vertigo. The map that Boss got 13-0'd on? No, never mind. That was Ancient. This is a 13-10 loss for Boss just recently, but it's still not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be more concerned, but I think Boss have made some strides in their T side of Vertigo that I can have a little more hope for. But right now, we're definitely seeing a rough end of it for the side of Boss on this map. I think they've come through with some game plans. They've come through with some reads. And I think Stan's already, you know, dipping into getting even more creative, changing up what he's used to doing on this map, changing up their tendencies to deal with what they know is coming, and that's Boss looking into how they play, looking into what they like to do, and having to shake it up because of that fact.
I mean, let's talk about where this game turned around. It just was that JBA quad kill that was just completely shifted the momentum of the game. Right back, and Boss haven't really found their individual form since. And now Wildcard ruthlessly clearing outside. Bombarded with Smoke's utility and tons of map control. The CT side feels the squeeze. As most of this map is just dark. It's just a big inner sight stack turtling up right now.
I don't have a lot of information. You have that A stack that you highlight, and then you probably have a couple players close by to deal with the play goes B. But again, you have no idea how many players went down secret. It's just susp in this case, but it's an unknown quantity that you never want to deal with. You always want to know if there's players on these stairs and how many there is. Boss don't have that luxury.
They're just going to wait out utility. That is the final smoke from Boss. Now that they put some pressure on a ramp, make Slight think about rotating away from Heaven, and now here comes a straight-up mini-split. I believe JBA about to make the drop. Or maybe they go down the vents? A lot of what-ifs. 20 seconds now here for Wildcard to make up their minds. They can still hit A or B. It's looking like that A site, though. Back turned to Mini. Oh, but the bomb does make its way down the vents. A critical part is that as Darty gets this kill, Cryptic is still down on the lower site. Can he stop the bomb plan? He can. So we still will have another play, a round of play here on Nuke for Boss. My goodness.
That was tough to keep up with.
Thanks.
All over the map.
I need a little bit of space, man.
No, I mean, fair enough. It's just all over. You have no idea which way it's going to end until they finally make the decision to drop. But as highlighted, there were a couple players that have already made the decision from the very beginning of the round that they were going to end the round on the lower site. And that was Cryptic, ready and in a position to deny the bomb plate. You have a team kill in the mix there. For Fozy, who gets taken down by JBA. I think through the wall. Just light up. And don't know if that even matters in the grand scheme of things because of the positioning of Cryptic. We got this early ramp control. Boss going to shift it up and pick up some ground off the round that they win.
Wow. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of momentum. A step forward from Freshie. Headshot delivered. JBA
Woo.
does not have his. Freshie is instant on that headshot. I mean, I don't blame JBA for swinging with confidence, but not today. 3 versus 5. Walk out cut. And, oh my goodness, Stan still found that entry, but quick trade from Darty. Oh, but Fozy with a quick scope. And the round's live suddenly. Slight. He's not going to test that A site. He's just going to molly, Mini, take the plants. Wow. They got a post plant out of a 3v5.
They got positioning here. See what they can do with it. Fozy still got an angle ready to go. Not sure of where the play is going to start, though. Here's the flashes to exit on into the site.
Oh, Posey scopes up, he takes down Cryptic as well, falls at the hand of Sus, and it's just Slight suddenly. A 3 versus 5 goes off the rails, and Wildcard are looking strong tonight. A little bit of individual mistakes, but Posey makes up for it, ends the map 17-7, and Wildcard dominate on Boss's map pick.
That looked like one of those classic rounds that's just chasing the ghost of a potential trade opportunity. You see a great opening move from the side of Boss, and then JBA hunts it back down, and bam, you're in a 5v3, and I think that is how you can start the conversation for a lot of teams getting comebacks, just being what I've been used to seeing them on, and I hope that flares up again here in this matchup, because if it doesn't, they could be looking at a pretty tough feat here and a tough exit.
Problem, JBA is playing extremely well on the CT side, and he's going to be anchoring down that B site, where I think Vertigo has shifted over to that B site and those T sides, but, I mean, also one of the top T side players as well, and is going to be non-stop lurking for this wildcard team. Probably destined to be a problem. As we are getting this one started here on Vertigo. Boss with their season on the line here. They need to win Vertigo.
Has to happen on this map. And as you said, that B site gets a lot more love nowadays than it used to. Once a map that was considered a go-A simulator, people would say. Well, look at it now. I don't think they made any improvements, unfortunately. But we'll see how this B site holds up here. Fruit Cup ready with the boost-up positions, is ready to play whack-a-mole. He gets the instant dismissal. His crosshair trained on location, but can't find any follow-up there. They're breaking through the site in a big way. 3 entries from 3 different players.
Dude, they were ready for it. They were ready for it as well. But it didn't matter, because they just hit all the headshots into the site. Wildcard playing with some gusto in this game. It's just really what they didn't have versus Nouns. They were just non-stop multi-kills from individuals. This is a different team they are facing off against, and a different team that is playing right now, as this is Dunzo for Slight. Don't get knifed. That's the one goal here. Sus will finish the job. We have got Wildcard looking strong.
I mean, that's the sort of preparation I talk about here in positioning and small little micro decisions from this team, is that you can see Boss are very willing to put themselves in positions where they know the play is going to happen. They know, how the play is going to happen. They know what their teammates like, or their opponents like to do. But even despite that fact, there's such strong entry prowess. You come through, again, 3 different kills from 3 separate players that crack through the site, and it doesn't matter if you know what your opponent's going to do. You can't break through the headshots. Back it on up. We'll see consistently the stacks being called in with the USPs and on these ecos for Boss. We'll see if they can do any damage to back it up.
A couple players here on the ramp. Oh, okay. Okay. 120 ping. Doesn't matter. I feel like, okay, so my experiences, I'm one who has played on the high ping before. Spraying for some reason feels like more accurate. It just feels like it works. All right, I don't know why.
Okay.
This is completely subjective and not an actual fact. I just feel like it. Oh, terrible 4-3 there, but he's not gonna last much longer there. So 2 go down for Wildcard. Not all bad. 2-0 is the better angle to take.
I mean, it kind of shows up. At least your theory showed up from what I've seen out of Susp, is like sometimes his like positioning is so good that he can get these multi-kills, but also he's in certain scenarios like winning pretty difficult fights with high ping. That I'm just like, it's almost breaking my brain how he's getting it done, where I just give him 0% chance in winning some of these duels, and then he still manages to find a way.
Yeah. I mean, imagine him on no ping, basically, on Dallas servers, as we have an aggressive push from Freshie that gets shut down.
Solo wins the fight right there, right? Peeking into Freshie, collecting the 1v1, closing out a quick kill, and now being able to escape on the edges of the smoke, but he sticks around a little too long there to find out what's around the corner. That's Fruit Cup, ready to charge back.
But the map is quite spread out for Boss. They've been forced away from all the extremities and are overall very turtled up on the map. So we'll have to see what Wildcard have on offer. And yeah, it's just going to be extremely passive, hoping to get some initial kills.
Back towards that B-bomb site.
That smoke, I would feel like it favors the T's. It lets them walk up towards the danger side here. And you can see Fruit Cup quite terrified now, especially as Stan finds this entry. And now the B-side execute does come on through. Stanislaus going to wait. He's going to hope for an overextension. JBA just runs through the molly, though. And, well, it's suddenly a 1 versus 3. The entries are so strong here from Wildcard.
I mean, it helps when your mid-lurk is the first activation of the play on the B side, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's that last little extra edge that gives you a security in the post plant or to get the bomb down. Instead, Stan opens up the round in the 4v4 and obviously sets so much chaos. You can only imagine the position that Fruit Cup and Cryptic were in there.
I really like as well the coordination on the play. JBA chooses to run through the molly because Stanislaus is also moving up towards platform, and the site defenders have to be focused on too many different angles at once. That's why you see that ridiculous play. You think, oh, wow, he's just running through the molly because it feels like, no, he's running through the molly because that's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the cohesion of JBA and Stanislaus over the last year, right? I think it all started with the Forsaken project about a year ago. This time, this roster was really starting to make their name, make a splash into the CS scene in 2023, and obviously with an on-org, unsigned roster that, you know, dealt some tough situations, they end up getting signed by, well, Boss's old team at one point there. They make some changes and hold on to actually Slight. And ever since then, there has been some history in between these two rosters in that sense. But JBA and Stan has been a staple of this wildcard team. That duo, that 1-2 punch here, the trust that Stan has placed into, again, developing talent, as we've seen, is such an effective method of winning in North American Counter-Strike, trusting in some newer players as opposed to dipping back and recycling old talent. And as you said, that unity that we just saw in that last round might be a testament to that long-standing duo.
Well, for now, we do have a little bit of a stack set up here on the A side. Counter flash to come through, but swept aside. Simply said from Wildcard. They're just looking so dominant right now, Cole. I was coping on Boss Magic, but this is a team. This is a boulder that's running, bouncing down a hill right now. There's no stopping it, feels like.
Yeah, full steam ahead right now for Wildcard. The cohesion's there. Well, the clean shots are there from Fruit Cup. At least that's something to maybe build some hope, but they're really not giving much behind it. Double swing, side all, Sus will secure it. My God, it's the Fruit Cup Deagle.
Yeah.
This Deagle is so incredibly deadly. I've been watching some of his. He streams quite a bit, playing Face It, and I really enjoy watching him stream. But that Deagle that he brings out,
the conversion rate,
it's consistent. It's something that you love to have on your team in terms of, like, it does make like 5v3s very possible in these sort of rounds because you can just do that, and if he does it at the start of a round, that becomes a chance to eco your opposition. Now, unfortunately, it came in the end of the round where it's 100% unwinnable, but does just create opportunities out of thin air.
Yeah, this guy is, again, such an insane talent. I think he's just been hyped up so much since they qualified to the RMR. I think, honestly, a lot of people also, they weren't, like, doubting him when he got picked up from this Final Form roster that had a lot of potential within it as well. Just getting plucked straight from Advance and making it top 8 and being the engine of this team. Like, I remember back in the day, it used to be Darty. It's weird to say 2 years ago was back in the day, but that is what we're looking at. And well, now Fruit Cup is the actual true star for this boss roster. And, if some teams are looking for like a prodigy to pick up, this is the guy you're looking at.
I mean, and again, it feels like he comes big game ready, which is the most surprising part of all. Just steady nerves. Showed up in really important games for Boss in the past. If you talk about the best of one matchup versus Legacy in the RMR closed qualifiers.
Yes.
Really important game. Top frag, 20 kills, a lot of impact on Dust 2. You just instantly felt like, okay, man, this guy is legit. This Final Form team keeps on just finding talent. they just keep on bringing in these players that have so much potential. But it was such a risk, like you said, maybe not a lot of people questioning it. I mean, maybe even more people questioning, like, okay, Cryptic switching into a rifling role or aggressive rifling and off the calling. And that was maybe scrutinized there in terms of like what Micro can bring to the table. They even scrutinize it pretty quickly in terms of the calling style. But
it's so funny as well in terms of just like the players that have been picked up. Final Form also had Slump on their team at one point underneath that organization's banner. So it's just so interesting to see two players come from that team and immediately make a splash their first season of ECL, joining up here in the summer.
I mean, the same boat for Slump, right? Who did really well at the RMR. Close to qualifiers. Didn't quite make it with
so
that Fluffy
close.
Aimers team. But yeah, I mean, best of 3 away. And surprised and overcame a lot of the odds that I think teams were giving them. That was a roster that would have been easily 2-0 there pretty quickly, but not the case.
Yeah, well, it's not looking very good. We're going through more of these connectivity issues here for Wildcard. So at the current moment, we are going to take another bit of a break, and hopefully these do subside so we can continue here in our lower bracket elimination match between Boss and Wildcard. Back in a bit. In for the long haul tonight, eh?
Putting on the night shift. Rolling on out here, but it's not the graveyard shift, not like Susp. No, it's just the night shift here. As we set up for what hopefully is going to be back into action, proceeding once again. See if Wildcard can keep up where they left off, and if you need a reminder, is that they have been steamrolling their way on this Teeth side.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Stanislaw has been playing extremely, extremely well. Even Suff showing up. He got a couple anti-ego kills to kind of pad the stats a bit. But just the calling in that last particular round, that sandwich onto the B site in that 3 versus 4, crunching onto those site defenders all stacked up at the default box. Just pristine stuff. Just really good calling, really good team play across the board here from Wildcard. It's led to this so far domination of this series, and it could very well continue. They're up 4-0, and we're pushing off for round number 5. See if Boss can strike one.
Yeah, they had some of these issues with the tech timeouts coming through. Last map, it did not haunt them at all. They were so quickly able to respond. We'll see if they can get back in stride here once again as they take the ramp control very early. And successful, getting caught with a little bit of utility. In return, though, taking a lot of sacrifice for this HP. But Boss do concede the space for now. They might look to get aggressive and retake this control, though.
Playing high-low setups. Committing 3 players towards A is dangerous. Oh my goodness, and Sonic's gonna push past! Oh my.
Wow.
Hope the flash would do enough damage, but not the case. It's a man advantage instead for Boss. They're gonna continue pushing forward, and it works. Fozy with nades in hand. There has to be a reply. Susp is moving up the B site, and Slight is holding with an op. That's not gonna happen. And so all the bases are covered here by Boss. One more challenge in middle, though. And Stanislaw will keep this round open. Sees another, but can't convert the kill. Darty survives 2 very weird engagements.
Yeah, needed to have that fight. Guarantee it there to close out. Otherwise, we're talking to get another potential pullback. I mean, at the very least, JBA still rocking with the bomb. And a bomb site that's left open, not to his knowing, but there's a small window of opportunity at least to set the digits on it, maybe take some space. Comes down to a game of timing as they look to reclaim this control, and the timing does not favor him. So Boss on the board off the back of the timeout, off the back of the break. And looking to build off of that with some CT set success.
Yeah, this engagement from Sonic right on the edge of the smoke there. Honestly, round deciding stuff. If Sonic goes down, the whole site gets compromised. Or rather, if Darty does. But instead, we got a double. Gets off that 0 number, whatever number that one is. And first round up on the board. A bit of an awkward purchase here for Wildcard. Oh, but this is going to get fun over towards B. First, one boost, and ready for another. Fruit Cup re-swings into the angle, and
God.
Freshie also wins his duel. He got 2 quick headshots.
Both prepared for the boost, but there's a different angle on this boost here. Fozy jumps up himself and lifts himself up for a kill at least, but Freshie and Fruit Cup both holding different angles.
Oh,
That's
my!
incredible. But Fozy answers back with a second. Doesn't need not to have these entry impact here, but does need to find a way to get past this AWP of Slight.
That was a side anchor, but... Oh, they have one more smoke. They have one more smoke for Generator. And they've got one more flashbang for Slight. It's perfect. He's out in the open. He loses half his health for it. And he can't quite stop the bomb from crossing. Sonic is going to punch in those digits. Molly at his feet, but he gets it in time.
Ooh.
Can't escape the nade, but JBA takes down the Opper. Going to be playing here on this quad side. Smoke fades for Fozy. He falls. And it's down to JBA, who's last seen at this quad box, and he has been spotted and locked up there by Darty. And this round will fall away from Wildcard. Scary from Fozy, but not enough.
Terrifying. I mean, another 5v3 very early on. Similar situation to what we just saw a round ago. And yet, finding a way to break through the early deficits with a couple quick headshots. And again, this is the preparation that you talk about when you look at Boss, knowing potential reactions here. Both players super prepared for tendencies of enjoying the boost attempts on that B side. I mean, that's something Wildcard, again, will do a lot on the B side of Vertigo, and players in position to handle that.
Got a nade stack going up for side all. I always find that risky. If anyone goes for a crane peek, they're all dead. Oh, but Frucup decides to push. That is going to be a gun for retrieval, without a shadow of a doubt. Freshie drops a deep smoke, but Wildcard, no, that's just a paper tiger. That has no threat, actually. And now Freshie, oh my goodness, very dangerous angle. And he's going to get spotted out. He still nearly gets 3. He shouldn't have multi-killed there, but he does. It's still a 3-on-3. It is still a very live round.
Very live. Make it happen. Cryptic looking to play from the back of the default box. They're getting a little extra support. He has to fire away, though, and there's the multi-kill coming through from Cryptic to secure it. And a fizzle out here for Wildcard in the end as Cryptic goes and takes charge. Very scary, though, when those 2 entries roll on out. Or rather, the one that's found initially, I thought it was going to be a second entry because they, again, I believe saw the boots or something of Wildcard there, and, or rather Boston. They don't get the kill to back it up. It's, yeah, Freshie in this position where I thought he was a little overexposed. He managed to make the best of it, though.
There's also just one missing flashbang, or at least like needed just half a second on the pop. And it could have been a whole world of difference. Now, though, up the A ramp. That was just an eco after all. Frucup does this time score an entry onto Susp, and boosted angle here. A little elevated from Slight. Means doom for anyone who walks around that corner. And it's looking like it's going to be Sonic, or at least it was. Instead, there's a Molly. Slight actually is going to be forced back, so Wildcard lose their B prong of approach. Now it's trying to step into A. Darty survives and deals with the entry. JB eventually trades, but then the elevated angle from Frucup. Oh my god! That second kill, double dink on Defozy. He's just so sharp. He steps up for more. He gets damage in. Freshie with the finisher. Frucup is all over Vertigo.
Honestly, such a great reaction from Boss there. You can see the initial poke and the initial fight being won so quickly from this CT side towards the B side. You've got Frucup winning an opening duel in the round. He has the first kill, but it's on the B side of the map there where they take a lot of initiative and they put the pressure on early for Wildcard and how they hold up in the default, find the kill on the Susp, transfer the defense quick enough to get involved on the A side hold in time before it's too late, crucially. Otherwise, you're talking about a very effective execute. If Wildcard did not hesitate, if they had went full steam ahead, if they went, and honestly used some of the speed that we saw was working out well for them in the beginning stages of this game. But missing out on that here and now.
You know the meme that's been circulating Twitter of Shaq calling a timeout?
I don't think so, no.
You haven't seen that? Hold on.
No.
I literally have the picture on my phone. You're going to see this right now. As I think we're in a... I don't think this is a tech pause. I think this is another tech.
I do see 2 stands lost, though.
That's
a tall tale sign.
That's some pristine IGLing right there, may I say. It's this picture.
Gonna be too many
it's this picture, bro. You haven't seen this?
Yeah.
I mean, you can switch the cameras, and I could just I could show the class if you want to. But it's just Shaq. It's just like, you know,
just calling timeout.
It's just Shaq. It's Shaq calling a timeout. He's like, the memes are pretty funny. I can't come up with one on the spot because like I'm like firing on 2 neurons at the moment after 3 tech pause. I mean, right now the monster on our center console here is looking pretty good.
Are they just for commercial?
Are you allowed to drink them? Or are they just for commercials? Hey, wait, I think I made that joke last night.
You did.
You stealing my whole flow. Gosh. See, the thing is you, the viewers, never know what's said in the green room, and there are just, like, the funniest jokes that never make broadcast.
Yeah, when I'm working.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're working. All right. Well, yeah. Well, we've been going through a lot of technical pauses here, and it's definitely slowed down the game. I could say it honestly kind of slowed down the mojo for Wildcard in a couple of these rounds. They've been losing a lot of opening picks and just kind of tossing unplayable positions because Fruit Cup is just running a clinic on the B site. I think that's the big problem here that Wildcard have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing him dominate the map on both sides, really, as well. Like you said, B side effective on some of the holds early on, but then also backing it up with some efficiency on A when he needs to rotate on N. And that has been defining the boss resurgence that we've been seeing when they were down 0-4. But like you said, I wonder, how much this does play into the factor of the momentum. Wildcard pick up early on and then get ripped away. Off the back of the pause, we see them come through with no more rounds. And now we've got another situation where it has been mostly on the end of Wildcard with these issues as well, which has to be frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, it's, I think, just even for Boss. At the end of the day, we want to play Counter-Strike, and God, for Susp, man, just pray for this man. Just pray for this man. Susp, who is currently playing, it is about to be, it's currently 4:45 a.m. in Sweden at the moment. And he has to go ahead, twiddle his thumbs. I mean, how do you stay awake during these pauses is a very, very good question. You have to be a very strong gamer with a very strong mind. All right?
We made the joke about the Monster for commercials. We actually had Alu, I believe, today playing up against Mistum, which is just funny.
Yeah.
He used to play in NA.
Alu used to play in NA?
No, Mistum.
Oh, Alu used to play in
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, was he on one? I mean, he was technically, he was on FaZe. All right, anyways, terrible discussion aside, just, that's gonna go absolutely nowhere.
Unfortunately, brought that huge tangent right as we started the game, so I will not elaborate any further. As we do see Slight elaborating with his AWP, controlling the side hall. I mean, he's been positioned there so many times here already, and it's been helping out keeping this A site strong. Sonic flying through the CT, smoke up lead, or no, just hitting it towards elevator to no avail. It's a quick shutdown for Boss, and that's a quick lead now manufactured by them.
All
They've
right.
got 5 defensive rounds in a row.
I mean, that's gotta feel so immense. Of course, these multi-kills from Fruit Cup have certainly been helping, reinvigorating this team. But now, supercharged.
Squad's getting involved, and again, I think while we haven't seen Slight get the most AWP impact on an individual front, in terms of numbers, he is controlling side hall. And as I've highlighted many times on Vertigo right now, you've got to do that on a CT side, otherwise you just lose. And now he's controlling the B site, finds an opening duel on the Susp.
All right.
Knocks him out early. Man advantage manufactured once again.
Susp getting tossed into lockers again every single time on the extremities. What do you call that maneuver?
A swirly.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to elaborate on this topic
Yeah,
any further because what an entry. The dog slide from Sonic might need a new name.
See, Sonic fast. There you go. Slam dunk.
Sure, dude.
Too easy.
Stan.
Sneaky as can be. That's
Oh.
There's the B bomb site fully
Disgusting.
claimed. Everyone moving. He just threaded the needle on that timing to perfection.
He knew he had it. Like, with conviction. He's just crab walking with his butt showing to the elevator
And
the whole time.
Once you get to the point where you don't get punished for showing your butt to elevator, you know you're in.
I've got the read, guys.
I got the timing.
Do you remember? I got a timing. Do you remember when I think it was JW, or no, it was Zai. It was like very start 2020. There's a clip of Zai Wu looking down at the ground on overpass, trying to crouch his way across from Monster to barrels, and it was just JW staring at him while he did it, and just let loose a shot. Could have been funny, there for Stan, but Nothing there. God.
Thought he was sneaky.
Thought he was sneaky. But this time he actually was. Fruit Cup didn't even get a chance to fire a bullet in the round as Stanislav just pristine.
Yeah, and Slight takes the early kill, so he doesn't even get to fight the B side like he did just a couple rounds ago. Slight takes that kill away from him. Back to a tied scoreline. A bit of a wake-up call for Wildcard. Once they give the lead over, they're looking to take it right back. And
yeah.
again, my concerns for this map more so for the boss squad. It does come through on the T side.
I have bad news, by the way. Alu
it.
did play with North Americans.
Yeah?
Did you know that Alu and Nath shared a team at one point?
What team?
Optic.
I was gonna say that's
that's only something Optic could cook up. We got another opener here for Slight.
There's 3 in a row here that he's actually been able to bring to the table. This time onto his counterpart there, Fozy, knocked out of the server. See if this time the opening pick is rewarded with the round win. There's a lot more follow suit in this play towards A, but look at this movement from the entirety of Boss. They were all reconverging on middle to reclaim this space.
They don't want Stan to get to any funny business again.
Been there, done that. Not gonna let it happen again.
We're chasing Ghost right now though, because ain't nobody there. All 4 remainder. Playing right here. Made that noise. They know that's 2 players short. And now they're going to start lining up that execute. Breaking the smoke. They're going to blast past. They're going to push on through because it's Sonic, of course, on entry duty. He gets that onto Darty. He gets the second. Sonic, sharp. And he blasts through the whole defense. It's a post plant for Wildcard and a man advantage.
They also kind of differentiate the smoke in Elevator. They throw it deep and
that
take
is so
control
cool
of Elevator as opposed to close.
Oh, this round's over. There's no pushing through this.
They've re-smoked it.
But the reload!
And a reload is miserably timed, but the trades are available at the very least.
Hold
here.
on. But Fruit Cup is still alive. We got a 2 versus 2. He's searching. That Molly, though, just goes a bit too far past JBA, surely. JBA reliable enough to close this one down. Slight's not going to clear this. Neither player are going to clear this. A little bit off the mark there from JBA on the spray, but no matter. It will be Wildcard to pick up that round. Monster entries from Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic work from Sonic. That's exactly what you expect out of his output rolling through, but that's also some creativity coming through from the side of Wildcard in terms of the strategy, in terms of the depth. Throwing that deep smoke towards Elevator here, already switching up what is the typical approach on an A-side execution, taking the necessary space to comfortably plant the bomb. You really don't see that sort of execute on the A-side all that often, and that's something really well brought out here by Wildcard here in ECL playoffs. That sort of variation, I feel like that sort of creativity, I think is what separates this map at the moment, because I don't think a lot of teams have mastered this map.
Right.
But being able to bring some new ideas into it is necessary, and we'll see if Wildcard has solutions. That timing.
The contact walk with 4 players. Darty's good, but how good? Not enough. Also, Susp for bonus found an extra kill in mid onto Cryptic. These rotates are miles away, and Boss are staring down a deficit at the half.
5-7. I don't know what you'd like to tear back there.
Sonic
gets the sound cue from the smoke and swings again with conviction. Fozy looking to identify his final target there, fresh here on the corner, but we'll see his days likely numbered as he tosses in the utility to retake this bomb site, but flank is near guaranteed to lock this one up. Susp to find it in the end for a finish of 7. Wildcard as they hop into the second half with the favor.
We're starting to get into some late night Counter-Strike or early morning Counter-Strike as well. What's like a sweet? Do you know any like good Swedish breakfast? Going down. What did we have when we were in Challenger Atlanta?
Mostly like, I don't know, like an assortment of.
Oh, we had
meats and
sushi.
cheeses.
We had sushi for breakfast. If you remember one of those days.
Do we? Oh
yeah,
we
we
did.
did have sushi for breakfast.
Well, technically, you know, because we were working in an NA event.
Yeah, we were working at
breakfast
NA
was at,
event
like,
on
4
EU
p.m.
hours. Yeah. 4 p.m. breakfast goes hard.
Yeah, so.
And it was also like pitch black dark because it was in December.
Yes.
Stories from Sweden. Coming to like probably a podcast near you. There should be a podcast called the Tech Pause podcast. That would actually like go pretty hard. You want to be the first to steal that?
I don't know if he'd be the first to bring that up.
I'm probably, but like they haven't actually made it official or like.
No one's ever capitalized on
No
it.
one's ever capitalized. So for all our patent enthusiasts and trademark grubbers, I guess, go ahead and steal the Tech Pause podcast. We've had a lot of that so far, but we are hopping back into the pistol round. 7-5, Wildcard. They've gotten so many pistols. They've gotten all of them.
This is what I'm more used to for a T-side pistol, though, out of Boss. I'm more used to them playing slow. You know, keeping a default approach to the pistol, identifying what
This
they
is the
need.
most odd jiggle peek I've ever seen.
Shaky mouse. Yeah, what's he doing?
He's hitting the dance.
Does he have a different gut knife for T-side?
He had like a gamma Doppler on.
Yeah. Is Cryptic the only gut knife user in all of CS? I don't know if I know anyone else that's rocking the gut knife. That's such an old bad knife that no one even like cares about it. But maybe
JBA
it's like a hipster.
On the crad angle, for those who know, they know. And now we are jumping on into a little bit of an A-side play. Gut knives to the side here, dual Berettas, but there's just not a single kill from those two players. There is Stan, though, long range, and there is Sonic as well, who does land another headshot. Sonic is unbelievably sharp. Where is this guy showing up in terms of the form? He will be sideswiped. And oh my god, what? Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, that was on purpose. Stan is law.
That's unbelievable. I mean, talk about form there from Stan on the pistols. He's been good. He's been so sharp with these kills. That's unbelievable, though. The output, the efficiency, the final 2 bullets rolling on out from his USP. And that sets the tone right there for a scary second half for Wildcard.
Oh my god. I swear Stan just shows up and, I mean, he had an ace in the pistol round. Back on Nuke. And, oh my goodness, he is just farming right now. So much damage. Oh, he's gonna lob in a molly for good measure. Make sure nothing can happen. And money made for the offer as well. Stacking up high. Is 9-5 again. Wildcard picking up every pistol is just so devastating.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of the stand practice right there, is that he's just really good on the pistol. I mean, we've seen him actually. I think there's been so many highlights on pistol rounds of Stan where he steps up, but identifying how important those pistols are and then being able to perform in them, kind of switching those odds into your favor is so key. And when Stan plays like that, like he has been in all 4 of the pistols that we've seen so far, it helps quite a bit.
I don't think he didn't even believe he hit the shot.
It took him a little while to register that the round was over.
He's a humble guy. He doesn't know he's actually that good. He's like, wait, I did that? I can hit those still? It's 2015.
Still got it.
In Stan's mind. Oh, yeah,
right?
he feels like it's 2015. Stan making this move in this year?
He didn't. The smoke flies forward. That will escort him forward there. He'll start to inch his way on in, and there's backs turn. Cryptic on a silver platter. Second opportunity, but that's where the ramp convergence comes through. Slight down low, but he transfers a second headshot there. Big impact out of Slight.
Fruit cup.
And now Fozy's been cut off on the flank.
And now they can go anywhere here for Boss. They're going to take it to B. And Susp has left his post. This round is looking done once that bomb gets planted. And as soon as that really cool ramp play comes through, it's disconnected again there from Wildcard, and that, credit to Slight, hit some bangers, but shouldn't have happened in reality there.
It had some space there where, I mean, you're able to react. To be fair, it's so quick, I can't really blame Wildcard too much for that. But, as you said, they're breaking down the good re-aggression on that A ramp, which is usually like a big win condition. If you can coordinate that effort on the CT side, your CT side is going to be a lot better than most. And Wildcard nearly able to take that time effectively, just missing out on some small details. And getting punished severely for it there. Slight with an incredible punish in that sense. Boss on the board for a second half early. Let's see Fozy with some cash to spend. Sus holding onto the AK is a big deal. You're only really talking about maybe one sacrifice on an MP9. So I think the buy is certain to come out here. Wildcard going to look to keep the intensity up.
Oh, don't tell me it's not again. I'm hearing a lot of typing. And once again, another slowdown might be hitting this game. It's incredible that they still maintain composure, though, round after round. No, that was a legitimate tactical pause, believe it or not, Cole. Maybe our first this game, as Wildcard actually do call it through.
I mean, a good time for it.
To be honest, this is it. Win this round, and Boss get reset. They're going to be playing from behind the entire game. Boss win this, they are back, and they are alive.
As I said, only a single concession. No. This MP9 Fruit Cup can walk headfirst into the AWP. Avoids the initial shot, though, at the very least. That's a big relief. But the Swedish duo.
JBA.
Is a duo here for a reason. They got multiple members chasing down that kill. Sus will fight all the way forward.
Whoa, JBA!
Meanwhile, JBA pulling around the edge of the smoke there. Multi-kills as well. And this round could fold over in an instant as JBA finds a jumping shot to back it up. It's all on Freshie alone within a flash.
It's the impact rounds from this kid, man. I say this kid, he's the same age as me. But, oh my god, 3K in such an impactful round. And, oh, Sus for a little bit of sleep at the wheel. But it shouldn't matter too much. JBA stepping up. He's getting in these more active positions. Like, notably, I realize, like, a lot on these CT sides, he doesn't play the active roles. He's a lot isolated on the other side of the map. This map of Vertigo is where he can actually play defense right now. Is where he can actually leverage his mechanical ability. And I would say sometimes his crazy playstyle when he gets into the chaos of things. And utilizing that well. Okay, so problem. They are all split up 1-1-1 across the map, but JBA will just hit the headshot for his second quad kill of the series.
And in two crucial moments, it was a turning point on Nuke, right?
Yes.
The multi-kill got them back involved, back into a CT side defense that stabilized from that point in a big way. And we'll see if it can replicate once again. But like you said, I mean, this guy's got serious mechanics. Mechanics that you would like to see round by round. You would like to see this over and over again play out.
I think all five, are they 4v5?
Might be a not live, or either that or they just have to rock with it.
They have to rock with it. There's been so many tech. Wow. So we actually are going to have to, we're going to have to play some rounds 4v5, folks. This is a big surprise just happening right now. But obviously there's been connectivity issues for many different players here for Wildcard. And, oh well, who cares about it? Pop flash forward, but a push in through mid. Sus here on the site, he can't get that second. He can't keep his team alive in this round. Freshie with the triple. And Fozy's going to give it his best shot, but he can't find the kill, can't trace it. And lurking underneath is Freshie. Fozy's just going to walk away. And this is going to be a brutal game. This map is going to have a big asterisk on it. Can Wildcard win non-stop 4v5s?
And they just exposed the gap right there in a big way. Obviously 4v5. Where do they take the biggest surprise right there? It's towards middle, where Stan would be rotating in and helping out just in time. And they don't have the luxury here. Capitalize effectively for the side of Boss. Excellent opportunity for them to stabilize a little bit. Not so much here for Fozy, who's now on a knife's edge.
Boy.
Inside of the smoke of his very own. He managed to survive. And do we play forward? I think they could maybe get Vins involved, the coach.
Yeah, maybe. Do they have a... They also potentially could have a registered substitute as well?
As far as I know, Vins would be the one.
What would be the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Are we getting a not live out of this? It does not seem like it. Because now I think, yes,
there we go.
we are. Okay, there is going to be a not live.
This is interesting.
Okay, hold on. But okay, now knives are out. Now it's officially not live. And everyone's going to be heading back to spawn. I think this is the point where Wildcard are going to start picking... they're going to take Vince, their coach, as a sub.
Potentially. Also saw Sonic in the top right of the screen disconnect.
Oh, man. Yep. Wow, you're right. It's a 5 versus 3 right now.
Not ideal situations here for
not
a
ideal.
wild card.
No, not at all, man. Wow, I don't really know what to say here, except that this is really brutal to happen here in ECL playoffs, where this is Pro League qualification. This is a team that's a favorite to qualify for Pro League.
They can make it happen for sure, right? They're one of many teams that could take that spot, or both spots. They're either first or second, and
yeah,
obviously. I come into this kind of expecting Wildcard to be one of those rosters. You got MAE, who's fierce. There's no question about it. You got Legacy, who look good and have showed strength in a competition. But, man, like Wildcard are in that same boat. And if they end up having to deal with this situation, Boss another one of those rosters that can make it happen. But this wouldn't be the way that they would like it to happen.
Yeah. Of course, I think to a certain point, technical time. I'm wondering like what the rules are on.
Well, I mean, they played a 4v5 last round.
Yes.
You assume that's simply because there was no timeouts left.
And I don't think they're not allowed to play a 3v5. I believe that's the case.
I feel like you're right there.
I think I'm feel
correct. Like you're right. I mean,
can't. The rule book does not allow them to play a 3v5.
You can't play 3v5s in ESEA League. So.
Okay, and I assume similar rules do apply here. So, well, we're gonna get all these rulings and all this stuff figured out, and we will see what the fate of this match really is. Wildcard are in the lead; they are up a map as well, and if they can get Vince in there and 4 other players, they might be able to just cross that finish line and move on to that next round. But for now, we're gonna toss this one off to a break and figure things out. But as the curtain lifts, how many players are in the server? And ladies and gentlemen, it is 5 for Wildcard. We are back here, and I mean, what can only be said to be an infuriating set of circumstances for all of these players. Just having to wait non-stop. They have to get back into the swing of things, and it looks like Boss have with an opening kill from Darty. I'm fine. Join my Cole, X, McHenry. We are playing late night Counter-Strike. It's only map number 2.
It's only map number 2. It could be 3 if Boss continue to find the efficiency, to find the openings. And right now they are doing that in a consistent fashion here. Being able to break down this CT side. The yard of the tags being landed, execute on in here, fighting forward is Sus instead of falling back, taking charge in the round, backed up by the Oppa Bozy, who goes swinging as well. Eventually shut out here. Sonic's got to make it work behind the default box, still holding down the line, but it's so much attacks here rolling on through here. Fruit Cup is eventually the one to finish. He'll be the one to lock it in here alongside Freshie, and Boss get themselves onto 8.
That was a ridiculous round. It swung back and forth. Opening kill comes through from Darty, but then 2 unanswered here on the execute. They still pull it back, though. A nice little double swing, and the thing is, Slight never got caught. That kill from Sonic, too labored, and just not as sharp off the tech pause as we saw Sonic at the start of this half. The momentum is definitely playing a role in this game.
Yeah, and trying to figure out a way to pick up momentum where you left off just about 20 minutes ago. It's not an easy task, but Boss just did it right there with 2 in a row.
Here comes Freshie. Oh, no. Terrible timing. Absolutely miserable timing. I'll steal your line right there, Cole. As Sonic with the Deagle headshot. Fozy with another. And this round, as we say it, folks, is live.
5v3 opportunities arrive here. As we've highlighted, these Deagles doing damage like that. But Fruit Cup has just opened up access elsewhere.
Scramble. The scramble is going to be so painful. Stanislaw does see one move forward, though. Is he going to call back in his rotates instead? The HV grenade. Not quite on the money. They're going to try and chase down Fruit Cup here, and it works. A 1-for-1 is great here for the armorless pistols, and Stan's trying to get sneaky. He's trying to stop that bomb plane. He can't quite. Instead, he'll give up his life and a second. Great spray down there from Cryptic. JBA, he's looking to go for it. It's a tantalizing opportunity. The off angle, though, from Slight is not good enough. JBA has gotten himself back into this round. We've got a 1v1. Around the site, he circles, but he does not have a kit. That's the problem. He needs to start faking on the defuse, and Cryptic has got to know as well that he does not have a kit. And so, yeah, Cryptic slow rolling it here. Sees no one's on the bomb. Sees that he's won this round. It got dangerous, but Boss are clawing back into it.
JBI will be cut off as well. Plenty of health for Cryptic to stay alive. Boss locked themselves in on the 9th. Get past the 5v3 eco, man. Just survive it. A couple kills on the extremity. Fruit Cup doing a good enough job here, going 1-for-1, and then Cryptic taking initiative. Saving them a lot of worry in that position. And again, we're rolling on. No room here in the 4v5 to start off this round. This time, Sonic not in the server, unfortunately. This is definitely going to pain.
Oh, man.
This Wildcard roster that's already riddled with players on high ping.
Man. I mean, it's gutting to watch. You can't really even cast it, man. Like, what are you supposed to do? JBA just eviscerated by Fruit Cup, and I mean, Boss just they're here to play Counter-Strike. They have no part in this. These tech pauses, they just show up, they play CS, and if it's a 4v5, it's a 4v5.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you got to play it out, right? I mean, maybe you could have made the case to get the coach involved. Obviously, Wildcard maybe not in that position to do that. And
I mean, maybe Vince is in Poland. Is that possible as well? Or maybe he's just there's no way he's asleep, right?
No, he's there.
Okay, he's here in NA.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in NA. He's definitely here, or at least like in the server, right?
Yes.
Either way, it's just one of those situations where it's not easy to handle for Wildcard.
That's an opener.
It's an equalizer.
Well, it just swings back immediately. And Sus couldn't find his headshot. That would have been huge. That would have been the bomb isolated.
I was going to say that at some point you just have to play this game out, see the conclusion. But let's see. Wait a second.
Wait, they went back to back. They went back to back. Oh my goodness! A huge missed opportunity. Freshie didn't look both ways before he crossed the street. And are they going to win a 4v5 on the half by? Freshie closing around down the site though. That's an incredible headshot. And JBA's good. Can he win a 1 versus 1 on 22 HP where his opponent knows where he's coming from? Not quite actually. Freshie can't be certain.
He's sort of repositioned effectively enough though.
JBA, does he have this? It's not planted for ramp, though. When the smoke fades and JBA clears everything, it's planted behind the tall box, I believe.
Doable if he had a kit.
Nah, but he starts to sweep out the site, and look at this. Freshie is just hiding the whole time. JBA knows, sort of, where his opponent is, but not quite clearing with conviction. And that's going to be Boss taking the lead here. And with a big asterisk on this one.
But look who's back just in time.
Oh, it's a hero. With a mask and a cape, man.
Sonic back in the server, fortunately.
He has 11K, by the way.
Yeah, he's been saving for a little while. Op dropped instantly. Maybe double op here to lock it in. And again, you're just hopping into a circumstance that's discombobulating
Sonic,
at this point.
I think Sonic is also just disconnected again.
Did he make it just in time to toss? No, he sold the op, I think. He might still be here. But they still lose the opening duel. It's taken back, though, in the form of Fozy.
God.
Fights forward. A lot of damage done here. 10 HP combined for Slight and Darty, and one of them take it down now, so that makes 6.
The damage is ridiculous. And Sonic is moving around now. He was AFK in spawn. He was not moving. But free from his shackles. Maybe not on the best internet, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Now, problem. B site pretty darn empty. Only now is Susp returning. And about to walk, he sees both players. He's going to call the rest of his team over. Now the scramble for the rotate. He's going to play behind the smoke. Darty. Thinking about making a risky move, but double flank coming through, and Freshie just couldn't convert that. Sonic comes through right off the bench.
As much as possible before he gets disconnected again.
Oh my god. I mean, that's correct.
I don't know why else you would like get that aggressive.
Right.
In that situation.
He's like, it's like, I'm going down right now. Like, I got to do something. I got to get some sort of value.
I don't know. I mean, I imagine that's the case, right? He's just trying to, like, survive. And look at this, man. If he can stick around here for as long as possible, it's going to be the situation half by in order. It's a full investment, though. They're all in on this round. And this very well could determine who's going to close out this map or not.
Stan crab walking forward. Could potentially lock up this game with a double. He switches to the USP. He's not going to be getting 3, but plenty enough done here from the leader for Wildcard. He needs to multi-kill. His players are disconnecting left and right. A Wildcard needed a hero to potentially lock up this map. They might have series point.
Might just get it. So
boost.
Careful of this boost, careful of the idea, but still has to be prepared for that timing. When is it finally going to spring into action? We're waiting for a jump up, waiting for Cryptic to maybe take contact before he finally makes his move, but stepping right into the crosshair, Susp is fully aware.
Yeah, but he does have pins in hand, and he will be traded quickly. And Cryptic to dive away, make himself hard to hit, but Slight has been lost with the bomb, and I think that puts the curtains on this round.
Wow.
Sonic pops up, and with disconnects and 4v5s, Wildcard with series point.
Have themselves a chance here, a golden opportunity as well. It is the deadliest of purchases for Boss. They just have themselves in very dire situation. Tech-9's in play. Deagle's going to be coming out. It's all going to be pistols or MAC-10s into the mix. That's all that they're going to have, and this is for fighting for your life. And right now I'm still seeing 5 on the side of Wildcard in the server. So you don't get the luxury of being up a man.
And they're only down to pistols here for Boss. They won that 3 in a row. They lost all their lost bonus. And so they're on nothing to defend their season, and that's a good start. Stanislaw overextends. Molly for JVA. He just goes with the flow, though, and he gets a double before he's done. We go back to the 3 versus 3. We've got a very, very interesting round right here.
Chance to stay afloat. Boss finding their way through a couple of quick entries. There's a rifle now recovered. They've used the utility, the little that they have, effectively. And they use those rifles just the same that have been retrieved. Aggression coming through from Sonic. It could catch nades in hand. It is Slight that falls. Trying to set up the smokes. This mid lurk, though, that's activating could save them.
Wait a minute. Yeah, they are not ready for Freshie, or they were. Never mind. Susp in spawn. Absolutely massive. And it comes down to Fruit Cup. He has been the hero of the series. This is the individual you want. It's his Deagle. A gun with a ridiculous conversion rate. And he's got 45 seconds to think about this. He tucks away in the corner. He does miss a timing on a one player. Is he going to clear this angle properly? Is he going to be able to take down Fozy? The answer is no. It's Wildcard, who through disconnects in 4v5s will take it 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, they survive a difficult night. I think for both of these teams here, a lot of frustrations in the mix in terms of the situation, in terms of the tech pauses, but Wildcard playing 4v5 in a couple of rounds, surviving, buying enough time for Sonic to get back after they use all of the time in their tech pauses. And eventually they just have to get the show on the road. They manage to